when I create a product, I think absolutely, like with a perfect recipe. My grandma, Grandma Melvin, died in 1995. She made the most amazing apple squares. We don't know what was in the recipe. We've all tried to replicate it. We all know generally the ingredients, but everyone in the family's tried to replicate it at every holiday, and we're all like, close. Yeah. Close, it's not, but it's not right, because no one ever wrote down her exact ingredients and the order and all of the details. So the way you simplify things for people is to give them absolutely every step, even the most obvious of steps, so that the ingredients and the recipe is so simple that if you just follow the steps, it will work for other people. And I just have found that when people don't do that, it's because they're too close to it, and they're like, you mean people don't know you have to, I don't know, set the oven to preheat the oven? People don't know that? Yeah, every single step. When you lay that out for people, even if they can skip it because they already know it, they come to love you because everything's been laid out and success is going to be there for them.
I love that. Somebody once told me, act like you're explaining it to a fifth grader.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that.
True, it is.
So people that are in this audience, members of Platform University, they may not all know it, but they all have an expertise.
Yes.
They all have something that they know, that they take for granted, that they assume that everybody else knows, curse of knowledge.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is, take that thing, break it down, and just step by step, click by click, whatever it takes.
Yes.
So that people could reproduce the recipe.
Yes.
If you can do that, you can get success.
That's right. And I think the greatest fear, I know I had this when I first started thinking about marketing what I was doing. Like, I wanted to share it with people, but I thought, how could I charge for this? I didn't invent it. I'm not the expert.
Yeah.
Like even productivity, I thought, how can I sell productivity when I've learned from all the other experts? Like, doesn't that make me a phony? Isn't there? I thought that someone would start picketing outside of my office and say, like, she's a phony.
Imposter.
Someone else was an expert before her. And I just had to come to the realization, and I think this is so important for people to remember, you are an expert at the way you do it.
Yes.
And it's the way you do it that you can't leave out. I made this mistake recently. It's just hit me that I made a major mistake because I left out a very key ingredient when helping people decide how to set their push goal. Now, I've always taught people how to set these 10 goals, which I didn't invent. I had to learn that from other experts. But I developed this idea of how you take one of those goals and you decide to make it the one that knocks the most other of your goals down. So it's the goal with the most weight. I didn't realize that I've been teaching that process for so many years and seeing people struggle. They're like, I think my push goal is cleaning out my garage. I'm like, something's wrong here. Like, this is not, no. And so I'm like, why is this cake not working every time for people? And I realized I had left out one of my own key ingredients, and that is this. I never just pick one of those 10 and say that's my push goal. I've always done this. I've always made my 9 and then thought, can I now create a 10th goal or an 11th goal that accomplishes all of these? And I never realized that people weren't doing that. I'm like, so you really have to look at what you do and go, but what's really, really unique to the way I do it? And don't assume that people know that or that they're doing that or that it's not special, because it is really special. Yeah. That's what makes each of us an expert. You are an expert at the way you raised your children. You are an expert at whatever you've done with success. You are the expert at the way you did it.